it on my back to my boss being escorted out by security. What can OB13H? This happened a few years ago, but the story appears to be a good match for this sub. I was one of 2 commercial producers working in the production department of a local television station. Our department was responsible for producing both the newscasts and commercials for clients who purchased airtime on our station. The department is high stress. I had to manage multiple deadlines and provide creatives for about a dozen ad campaigns every month. That being said, I always met my deadlines and our sales department was always complimentary of my work, steering the more important clients my way. Unfortunately, managers in my department came and went with unsettling frequency. In the 9 years I was there, I had 6 different managers. Most often, the managers were passing through with their sights set on snagging upper-level management jobs in larger television markets. This meant their experience actually doing the work of television production was often minimal, so they had a tendency to not interfere with our work so long as clients were happy and deadlines were being met. Given the managers were so disengaged, I told our general sales manager about my idea for saving time and money in the department, and he suggested I apply for the production manager position the next time it opened up. So I did. I did not get the job. I was told I was too important maintaining good client relationships through my work as a producer. No big deal, I thought. I was happy as a producer. Unfortunately, the person they did hire for the position ended up being a monumental asshole of the first order. I'll call him Bob. The first thing Bob wanted to know was who in the department had applied for the position he now filled. I don't know what idiot in upper management thought it would be a good idea to tell you him, but someone did. It soon became apparent he wanted to find any excuse he could to fire me because that was just the kind of insecure idiot he was. It began by him riding me about the time I was taking to complete commercial productions. Then he accused me of undercharging clients in my billing. He wanted me to wear a suit and tie, which he knew I hated. As the writing on the wall became clear, I began documenting every single interaction with him, taking notes about what was said and contradicting his accusations with the facts. All the while, he is managing to piss a whole lot of people off in our department and morale really began to tank. Bob was petty, vain and given to things like announcing how lavish and wonderful a vacation he was planning would be. He was going to Aruba, so he'd put up travel posters and printed out a ridiculous sign he taped to his office door that would say something like, "My island adventure begins in 2 weeks." All this served to remind us that he was the only one in our department who made enough money to take that kind of vacation. Eventually, an incident occurred where I missed a deadline through no fault of my own. The client wanted to change up the creatives at the last minute and we had to bump the film shoot. Somehow, Bob got it in his head that I should have been a mind reader and anticipated the client's wishes before they were communicated. He calls me into his office and begins berating and threatening me. I had had enough. I'm the kind of person who will take a lot of shit with patience and grace. But when I am finally pushed to my boiling point, I fucking explode. I start yelling back, "You're a fucking liar, and if you think I don't know how to handle this client, then fine. Let me see you fucking do it because I'm out of here." And I walked off the job. I'm so amped up by what just transpired after leaving the office I walk all the way home, a distance of more than 6 miles. Just as I am nearing my house, my cell phone rings. It's Bob. Evidently it just dawned on him that he would, in fact, have to produce the ad campaign himself because our other producer had the week off. He hemmed and hawed and finally blurted out something that was quite revealing. If we lose this client, we'll both get fired, and I can't afford to lose another job, really. So you've been fired from all your other jobs. What a surprise. I tell him to go fuck himself because I'm not taking his shit for one more minute. All the while, I'm literally trembling with the knowledge I've walked off the job without another job to go to, and I have a wife and 2 kids to support. Thankfully, the next call I get is from the general sales manager. You know, the guy who recommended I apply for Bob's job, resulting in this whole shitstorm. By now, news of my blow-up evidently made it back to him. He asks me about what happened and I fill him in and apologize for walking off the job while also telling him there's no way I'm working for Bob. He says, yup, leaving work wasn't a good idea, so do me a favor and come back. Email me the details of what happened and I'll see what I can do. Thanks to my copious note-taking of all my interactions with Bob, it takes me no time at all to send him the complete history of Bob's boobery. So I return, hoping to avoid Bob. Thankfully, his door was closed and I keep my head down in my cubicle. A half hour before quitting time, I notice our general manager and a security guard getting off the elevator together. I stand up to see where they are headed and am elated to see it is directly towards Bob's office. What transpires is even better than the revenge options I was contemplating. Bob emerges from his office carrying a box of his belongings, including the rolled-up Aruba travel poster, and is escorted by the security guard to the escalator. Now standing up in my cubicle, he turns towards me, his face beet red with embarrassment. As our eyes meet, I flash an ear-to-ear grin. The dipshit is done. TLDR, while working as a producer at a TV station, the manager who got the job I applied for makes getting me fired his personal mission, only to end up getting fired himself. Read more. Share 89 1.5K 89 comments sorted by best login or sign up to leave a comment. Ethnic 12H. I had a manager like this once. I quit right before a deadline while he was away on a conference and the boss allowed me to go without a month's notice because the manager and his co-worker friend kept assuring him they knew how to do my job. They didn't. 336. What can OB12H good for you? 81. Checks out. 4D1H. Is there a law about leaving without notice, or would you just lose certain benefits and maybe severance? 8. James_Brocagnon 39 meters. There is no law, but if you leave without proper notice, it's considered a dick move. And if you've worked there for a while, well, resumes don't look good with a 5-year gap. But that's better than the glowing recommendation of a company you just screwed over.